Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on Cambridge 1 Mastery. We're going to start with something quite basic but really important, and this is about registering and setting up a teacher account in Cambridge 1. Now, some of you may be lucky and maybe your school does this for you, but if it doesn't, I'm going to show you how you can do this independently, okay? Because you can do this by yourself before your school registers you, or even without the registration. And the important thing is, you don't need an access code to register. All you need is an email address. And there are an awful lot of things you can actually do without having an access code, which we'll look at following tutorials. But first of all, let's see how we can actually register you as a teacher. Okay, so we're going to open up and have a look at Cambridge 1. And here you can see at the top, or in the middle here, you've got a login if you're already registered, and a sign up button if you're not. So we're going to click the sign up button. Okay, so the first screen that opens up asks us to identify ourselves as learner, teacher, or parent. So we're going to choose teacher. Here we go. And then we go to the next. And it's going to ask us if we're sure about this, because once you've decided your role, teacher, student, or parent, you can't change it without creating a new account. So we're going to say yes and continue. Right, now then, it's going to ask us for some details. So I'm going to complete these. I'm going to give my name as Alberto. And I'm going to have Corazon. That's my surname. That's not really me. And they ask you for an email address. Okay, so I'm going to copy my email address and paste it in. Okay, and they're also going to ask for a password. And this is a password that you create yourself. Okay, I've created one earlier. I'm going to put this here so we can see it. I've created my password. Country, I'm going to enter Spain, okay, and I accept the privacy notice and terms of use. I can tick this box if I want extra information from Cambridge 1, or I can untick this, okay. So there we got name, surname, email address. I've created my password, I've listed my country, and now I'm going to sign up. Now, I'm going to save my password here. It says almost there. They've sent a verification email to my email address. Now all I have to do is go to my inbox, my email, and look, here it is already, Cambridge 1. I click on this, and here it says verify. I click verify, confirm, and it should take me straight from the email to Cambridge 1. And here we go, welcome teacher. There's a little sort of mini tutorial here which tells you, look, here's your classes, here's your library, here's your training, okay? But we'll be looking at that in more detail in later tutorials, okay? So now it's going to ask me to complete the account setup. And this is important here. And what they're asking is, am I a teacher in a school or am I an independent teacher? Of course, teachers are always in schools, but what this really asks is, have you got a school key? Now, maybe your school is registered or maybe it isn't. If it isn't registered with Cambridge 1, just go on to an independent teacher. If it is registered, ask for your school key. Now, maybe your school hasn't registered yet, but that's okay. You can just go in as an independent teacher. If you do have a school key and maybe your coordinator or your administrator will give it to you, then use it. But at the moment, we're just going to go straight ahead and say, look, I'm an independent teacher. I click on this and I go next. It'll ask me what kind of school I'm at. I'm going to secondary school and I'm going to next. And actually, I'm not going to put real data in here, but I'm going to call it Instituto Mágico. And I'm going to next. Country, Spain, yes. And I'm going to give it automatically address in Madrid, autofill, and then I'm going to go next. Complete account setup. Okay, and now it's asking me to go to the dashboard. And I am now in. I've got my account. Okay, it's a very important message here. If you can see just to the right here, it says join a school account at any time from this menu. So that means if the school that you're working out later registers with Cambridge One and you get a school key, all you have to do is click here and you click on join school key and you can add that. And then afterwards, your classes and everything you do will be associated with the school. So if you set up an account and register before you have your school key, don't worry, you can add it later. Okay, right, so we've just created our account. We don't have any classes yet. We haven't added any content, but don't worry, because that is going to be the focus of the next tutorial. Okay, so thank you very much, and I will see you in the next tutorial.